Hi! In this video, we will take a look at a couple of examples of how weather templates can be adjusted by the meteorologists, and how graphics are rendered or taken on air. Please note that Aston is extremely flexible, and that interfaces are always customized to the individual needs of a client. In fact, creating custom control interfaces is something that we teach every client how to do. Aston is template-based, and in this project we have a wide variety of templates, all containing different weather graphics. The meteorologists can enter into these templates and modify them. Templates can either be completely data-driven, with the data being manually filled in, or alternatively, we can also have a mix of these two different workflows. Aston can easily be configured to fulfill whichever workflow you prefer, and each individual template or weather graphic can have its own workflow. In this first example, we have a weather template being driven by external data. In the background, there is a script generating new weather data every 30 minutes, and this data then automatically loads into this template when we open the template. Our control interface is located here on the right side of my screen. I can very easily choose to reload the data from the database. I can do other adjustments, such as, for example, selecting if we want to see decimal places or not, or choose if I want to display minimum or maximum temperatures. We can also very easily adjust the data that's arrived from the database. I can simply enter into this tab here, and I can see all of the different data fields in this column here. For example, should I want to change the temperature for Vallada, I could simply enter in here and write in a new value. Quite often, meteorologists also want to highlight specific regions in a map. To make that easy to do, we can simply clear out all the data, go to our search tool, and start searching for different areas. We can select an area, add the result from the database, and then edit the value as we see fit. We can also easily change other data fields, such as, for example, the title in here, which day we are in, or simply hide these fields from the render. In this second example, we have two weather maps. On the right-hand side, we have a weather map that has been automatically filled with weather data. Even so, we can easily grab one of the icons and move it to our desired location. On the left-hand side, however, we have an empty weather map. We can easily have a workflow where we let the meteorologists themselves fill in the maps as they choose. On the bottom part of my interface, I have a list of icons. I can very easily drag and drop in new icons to the map. I can very easily scale them, should I so wish to do, or simply move them to a different location. Note that we can have a large variety of different icons. We can group the icons in folders, letting the meteorologists have their own favorite icons to use. In this case, for example, I'm going to enter into my text folder, and I'm going to add a simple text map in here to let me display a temperature number. As you can see, I can easily double click on this icon and just change the temperature amount. I can also very easily delete this icon if I, for example, made a mistake, and if I want to have a different background, I'll just drag and drop that into my template and change the value. In addition to this, we can also have icons that indicate, for example, the temperature going up or down, and those can also very easily be dragged and dropped into the interface. As you can see, creating weather maps can be extremely easy, and all of these icons that we have in here can easily be customized, and new ones can be created to fit the storytelling language of your channel. This last example is slightly different from the other two. We are fetching data from the World Weather Online website. The meteorologist wanted to have an interface that automatically fetched data but that also provided them with the possibility to easily edit this data and to render out the graphics for different locations for use in the evening broadcast. We can easily choose a preset location and fetch new data by pressing the Fetch Data button. We can also easily choose if we want to see today's forecast or tomorrow's by simply changing the day editor in here. We can now view tomorrow's forecast for Dublin. We can also very easily write in a custom location, such as for example Stockholm. After writing in the name of the location for which we want the weather data, we simply press the Fetch Data button and the weather forecast updates. After this, I can still very easily change the different weather forecasts in my menu in here. I can even type in a new climate should I disagree with the partly cloudy forecast. Let's say, for example, that instead of partly cloudy, I believe it will be sunny. I can write in sunny and we can see that the title has changed, but I can also do the same for the logo field. Instead of partly cloudy, I can write in sunny and we can see that the icon automatically changes to reflect this new forecast. Once I'm happy with my graphic, I can simply render out the graphic for use in the evening broadcast. I simply go to my Render Movie tab in here and I press the Export button. This will automatically generate a movie in the desired location for use in the broadcast. I can then preview this movie using any standard video player. Instead of rendering out graphics, I can also choose to operate in a playout mode, providing me outputs through SDI, NDI, or 2110. In a playout mode, I'll be operating the system using On Demand on our on-air control tool. I can very easily create rundowns and take graphics either to preview or to program. As a meteorologist, I would be taking this graphic to preview. I would be editing the fields that I want to edit, for example, writing in a new location. I could then preview this graphic with this data and save it in a rundown for the operator to take on air in the morning show. I can also easily take this graphic onto my program channel by simply pressing the spacebar button. We can also duplicate this template as many times as we want. We do not need to create a new template for each city that we want to display. I can simply duplicate the item in here, write in that instead of Stockholm, this new item or this new graphic will be displaying the weather of London, and I'll press my OK button. I now have the same template instanced twice, which means that in this graphic here, I'll be displaying the weather for London, and in this other one, I'll be displaying the weather for Stockholm. I can very easily, of course, rename these items, move them, and so on. But the situation is that the operator can very easily use the rundown with the graphics prepared by the meteorologist and simply press spacebar to take on air the next city. We hope that this video has answered any of the questions that you might have, but please feel free to contact us if you have any other questions. Thank you for your time.